Welcome to the UFL Homer Hour. I'm here, Nick Beanie, and I'm here with my co-host Rob Latundre. And this week we're going to be breaking down the Week One schedule. We're going to go over the spread of each week and see who we think is going to win. Um, Rob, you getting ready for your first UFL Week One action?
Oh, I am ready. I'm looking forward to the Saturday afternoon matchup. Looking forward to all of it, but Saturday afternoon is what I'm really that I've got that one circled.
Yes, yes. And if you don't know what he's referring to, it's going to be the Brahmas against the Renegades, and that's going to be our game of the week that we're going to be picking later in the podcast. Brahmas being Rob's team, and then of course I'm a psycho Renegades fan, so I'm looking forward to that week too. I think the it's going to be a good matchup, and we'll definitely break that down a little further. But the first game that they're going to be playing is going to be on the Friday night game. Which how do you feel about Friday night football for the UFL? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
Well, Friday night typically means fall and high school when it comes to football, especially down here in Texas. But where I'm coming from is if you're the UFL, you want ratings. You don't just want fans to show up in the stands. Like if I was in Houston, sure, that's something to do on a Friday night. But if I wasn't starting to cover this for our wonderful UFL Homer Hour podcast, I don't know if I'd be tuning in tomorrow night. I'd be seeing what the wife wants to do, going out, having a drink, having a good time, and maybe if the game's on, catching a minute or two. So I think Friday nights is a risky proposition as far as the ratings go. Because I don't know how well UFL will stand up to next day re-air for a lot of people.
It's definitely a unique thing that they're doing in this league. That it's kind of like always a big no-no when it comes to the network television. If you want your product to work, you do not put it on the Friday night schedule. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna have much going on tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited for it, and I cannot wait to watch it. I don't know how it's gonna look like later on in the year. When Friday night hits, people want to go out, and I'm gonna be sitting there going, "Oh, I gotta
Especially as
watch
the weather
UFL."
keeps getting nicer in the colder states for sure. I don't know. If I was the UFL and I was chasing ratings, I'd go full Maction style. Let's get the games on Wednesday night. Let's do Tuesday night. When we know people are sitting around not doing much, that's what I would have done. But hey, we'll see what the ratings look like. Hopefully, they just overall grow throughout the season and they don't go the other way. And hopefully, we get a full season. There's been some more rumblings about a potential strike between the players as they want their union and the owners. The UFL, according to some of the latest tweets I saw today, the UFL is pretty dug in. It doesn't want to give an inch. So let's hope we're not going to be subject to a bunch of reruns of The Masked Singer instead of watching some actual football.
Forgot the Mass Singer, so yeah, I definitely prefer football over the Mass Singer. Yeah, this strike situation, I haven't kept up with it too much, but it is starting to concern me that I don't know what the players are actually planning on in regards to this. It's a league that so far still is in the negative, so I don't know what kind of money they're looking at or benefits or any sort of increase the league could pay them going forward in this league. And I'm a little concerned with the fact that if it goes down, I mean, a league this fragile that's so new and upcoming, they might not be able to survive a strike. So I'm kind of on the UFL side. Normally, I'm not Mr. Management, when it comes to professional sports, but geez, the money is not there yet, guys. So, like, I don't know what you're
It's
demanding there.
Yeah, I would agree there. Just at this point, giving y'all, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. I'm new at this. They're giving them
Uh-huh.
a place to live. They're giving them a salary. It's not a much, but it's not a year-round job. It's a chance to shine and hopefully follow some of the illustrious kickers from the UFL into the NFL. That's the game. So
Yeah, I wish the union looked at it more like a almost like an interim thing where you're trying to get over to the NFL for a lot of these players who are trying to get over to the NFL. It would just be a good opportunity for them to shine in some sort of national spotlight like many of the kickers that have done so in this league, and then the backup quarterbacks and a lot of other positions that have been filled because of this league. Um, you just hope they look at it properly, that hey, it's not the money maker, but if you perform well, you can make it into the the next level of professional sports, which is the NFL. So I'm just hoping that's how they look at it. But I get it. Unions are going to be unions, and it's going to be like that,
Yeah,
which is weird.
they do. It's just you'd think a league like the NFL would find a little money to invest. I know they got to make sure Dak gets every dollar he's owed. Same with
Hey,
Deshaun Watson. But you'd like to think maybe they could find a couple dollars to invest, but it's tough these
I,
days.
yeah, definitely agree. And hey, well, let's be easy on Dak there, okay? Although rumor has it he's going to the Browns. I've been hearing, but not buying it. But
Yeah,
I definitely
it's not
heard.
Dak's fault. He got every dollar he's earned. It's Jerry.
Yeah,
Jerry's the problem.
Jerry's. Yeah, we can go all in on that. So the first game of the week is going to be again the St. Louis Battlehawks against the Houston Roughnecks. They're going to be playing over, I believe, at Houston.
Yep,
Am I
they're
reading
at
that right?
Houston. Yep, they are at Houston, and Houston hosts their games on campus at the University of Houston. So hopefully, at the very least, they'll get a bunch of college kids out for a little pre-party action, a little Friday night football on campus.
Well, speaking for the Houston fan base, they moved it over to Rice Stadium last year from the University of Houston, and I got to tell you, Rice Stadium was a historic stadium. It's beautiful. JFK with the big speech there. I'm not poo-pooing Rice Stadium, and I want that to be clear to all the Houston folks. But I do have to say, University of Houston being a much smaller stadium, it's a much better fit for the Houston Roughnecks, and it was a cool vibe over there. And I think when they were in the XFL playing there, it was a good setup for them. So I'm very glad that they're moving it over to the University of Houston. They had a hell of a tailgate scene, and I think it was a big win for them to get that moved over there. But yes, they are playing the Battlehawks, who are a favored by 6 points, which I believe is a lot, especially with their quarterback situation. They lost AJ McCarron. I know they have their quarterback struggles, and I'm really wondering how their offense is going to actually pull through, especially against this roughneck defense. How are you feeling this game's going to go along? Do you think they're going to be able to keep it within six?
Well, I think the right team is favored. I think six might be a little much, but you know what? We're gonna say St. Louis is gonna spoil the hometown, and they're gonna go ahead and cover,
Cover the six.
win in a cover.
Yeah, and I don't really blame you there. I don't see much differences from the Houston Roughnecks of last year, and they struggled last season. They did have a little bit more momentum heading at the end of the season, but I am not too thrilled with that offense. I don't see too much progression going into that. But I will say the Battlehawks defense is beatable. They can be beaten. And I also know the Roughnecks have a hell of a defense. They have one of the best front seven in the UFL. And something in my gut, and I always do this every year, is I love the underdogs. And one thing that you're going to find out, Rob, at least from what I've learned, the pattern is whoever's favored covers the spread every time.
Vegas
So
has
I
it.
got myself.
Vegas has it understood, huh?
Yeah. Well, I would make an argument that they almost don't, because it's a hard league to pick. But especially in the beginning of the season, it seems like the favorites go on the over. I mean, not the over. They beat the spread, and so it wouldn't really shock me too much if the Battlehawks do it. But I don't know. The Roughnecks are at home. They have a good crowd. They have a good defense. I mean, and the Battlehawks don't have I'm not the biggest fan of their defense unless I see some big improvement over there. I think they can keep it within six. I don't think they're going to win the game, but For my pick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pick the Roughnecks heading into that one, that they're going to beat the spread but not beat the Battlehawks.
All right. Roughnecks to cover, but not to win.
Cover, not to win.
Understood.
Yes, that is correct. And then
And it
go
does
ahead.
look like the theme of week one in Vegas is they're not expecting a lot of points from anyone. The over-unders, um, the biggest over-under is 41 points. Uh, this is expected to be the second lowest scoring game at over-under at 37.5. For an entertainment purposes, I'm hoping all these games hit the over, but we
Yeah.
will see.
I will say, last year, a lot of the teams in the beginning of the year betting the under was the big thing, but Vegas was over projecting each week, and I think what you're indicating to me, keeping that 41, is Vegas is learning the league, and they're starting to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Well, this one, the Battlehawks Roughnecks is 37.5.
Really?
Yep.
37 and a
Yeah.
half. Okay. Go with the over, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
think
All
they can
right.
pull that off.
So the next game we're going to skip Saturday since that's our game of the week. We're going to cover that one last, and we're going to jump to Sunday, and we're looking at Michigan Panthers, Memphis Showboats. The line is Michigan by 5.5. How you feeling, Nick?
5.5. I think that's pretty small, especially with the coaching change. Turner taking over the Memphis Showboats. Wisenhunt leaving that team. I think they're trying to figure out the quarterback situation over at Memphis. You got Etling over in the Michigan Panthers side, who had a pretty formidable offense. What they were known more for was their defense. And if I know anything about the Memphis Showboats, I didn't like their offense with Case Cook. So I can only imagine what their offense is going to look like, taking a step down. Who I think they should go with DJ Perry, but we'll see about that. But either way, they still have the same problems. They struggle on offensive line. They cannot run the ball, and the Michigan Panthers are really good at stopping it. So for 5.5, I don't even think this one's close. If I had to hit my pick of the week to kind of hit your little guaranteed, I would definitely give the Michigan Panthers the better chance to the best chance to beat that spread. So I'm picking Michigan Panthers and covering the 5.5 points.
Yep, I'm right there with you. We're going to be the same, especially with Wisenhunt taking off seemingly rather suddenly and unexpectedly. The other coaching
Yeah,
change that we saw, we'll talk about, we'll refer to more in a little bit, but that one seemed like there was probably a little bit more of a plan involved in that one. This one seemed
yeah,
sudden and unexpected. I'm expecting to see a blowout. Yeah, Michigan by 5.5, but if Michigan was favored by 14, I think I'd still take it.
yeah. One benefit to the Showboats is they're playing at the yacht and they have a good fan base. So they had such a bad season last year. I don't know what the turnout's going to look like. I imagine it's not going to be too high, but I do know if the Showboats, fan base shows up, it could cause a little problem with the Michigan Panthers. Talent usually takes over in these kind of things. So I would definitely go with the talent and say the Michigan Panthers should cover. The next game that we have on our slot is going to be the Sunday 2 p.m. game, and it looks like the Birmingham Stallions against the DC Defenders. I'm actually really excited about this. The Birmingham Stallions are going to be favored 7 points over the DC Defenders. Rob, how you feeling about that widespread for two good football teams?
If you all paid attention to our season preview, and of course, why wouldn't you have? You heard me talk about how I'm expecting the DC Defenders to be the shocking team of the year. I do not think they're going to be so shocking that they're going to win this game outright, but I'm going to say they're going to go ahead and surprise everyone. Uh, Title hangover for Birmingham. DC Defenders cover. They lose, but they cover.
Big time. Well, the DC Defenders are also playing at home, and imagine I'm going to speculate that the turnout is going to be pretty high. It's been a while since the UFL's been back, and the DC Defenders did have a good fan base in the beginning of the year last year until the DC Defenders started losing and then they started walking away. Um, this crowd is very, very exciting. They're one of my favorite fans in the league, and I think they can play a factor into it. The biggest problem I have with this game is that the Birmingham Stallions and DC Defenders, it's like a matchup in hell for the DC Defenders. The DC Defenders operate off the run, like bar none. If Tiamu has to start passing the ball and only passing the ball, he is one of he all of a sudden becomes a very, very average quarterback in this league. If he has the run developed, he becomes one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I would even say MVP level for the UFL. So the problem with this specific game is the Birmingham Stallions stack up really well against the run, and I have not seen a team that can actually run it down their throat. And the DC Defenders having to need that to capitalize on it. I'm not seeing the DC Defenders offense. I would imagine stagnation heading into this game. So overall, I think the DC Defenders are going to have a struggle scoring, and the Birmingham Stallions should do what they do. I mean, Greg Williams is going to do what he does against them, but I don't think it's going to mean much. And over time, the Stallions should win. I mean, they have very good quarterbacks. Like we said in the preview, it seems like they have all the quarterbacks going in there right now. They have, Cook is their backup, which is ridiculous. So I'd imagine that they're going to pull through and get that done. And I imagine the Birmingham Stallions are actually going to cover on this football game. And no offense to the DC Defenders. No offense to
All
them.
right. So out of the first three games, we're different on two. We both think Michigan's going to win and cover. I'm saying DC's going to cover. You're saying Birmingham wins outright. And then I've got St. Louis outright, and you've got the Roughnecks covering. But all right, so that brings us to one last game, our game of the week. Our two big-time Texas favorite teams here. We got the Brahmas heading up by 35, and they're going to be visiting the Renegades. Nick, I think I know how you're feeling about this game, but go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, because you definitely know because yes, I am a huge Renegades fan, and I, it's gonna bite me like it did. It got me last year, but I think the Renegades are going to show some serious improvement. I think they did do some improvement on their offensive line this year, or at least the injuries are coming back from last year. I do like the improvements that they did in running back. And then, of course, they've got the king of the spring, the man, the myth, the legend, that is Luis Perez. And I would never count that man out, okay? We played well against the Brahmas last year. In both games. They were very close, so we just ended up on the wrong side of it. And so this year, I'd imagine we're going to be a little bit more equipped. We're going to be able to handle it. The Renegades defense has never really been a super problem in the league. So with the improvements that I've seen on offense, I'd imagine that's enough for them to take it over the hump. And I actually say the Renegades should win that game. And Rob, I apologize because you're going to have to experience, your first time cheering for the Brahmas, an 0-1 start for the San Antonio Brahmas.
Yeah, we will see about that. This is predicted to be the closest game of the week, just a spread of 3 points. Brahmas are favored by 3. No shock there. It's Kellen Mond time. Mond's going to shock the world, show everyone in the NFL that they are missing out. And the Brahmas are going to roll on the road.
Well, we'll definitely see. And we're actually going to have a live broadcast during this event. So feel free to tune in. I know all three of you watching this, you have that opportunity to watch this great talent, me and Rob, go through the game and our reaction. And we, hope to have some friends there. But yes,
hopefully some friends, hopefully some beers. It'll be a time.
Well, definitely beers. Definitely beers will be involved in we're gonna enjoy it, and that'll be on Saturday at 3 p.m. Starting at 3 p.m. over here. Is it 3 p.m.? It's 3 p.m. right?
Yep. 3 p.m. Central.
Yeah,
3 p.m. Central.
3 p.m. Central. So, get to watch that kickoff. And Rob, I'm going to tell you, I think you're going to enjoy it this year. You're going to be like, holy crap, I'm cheating on life. I am watching football in the spring and enjoying it. So that's the first feelings I got when the XFL was first created. And, I love the feeling every year, every time it starts.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit more football during the year, especially when it's going to be some quality football. I'm looking forward to it. Week 1, here it comes.
Yes, sir. Here it comes, and good luck on your picks. Not really, but good luck. We'll see how we fare, and then we're gonna have a recap of week 1 starting next week, and we'll have further picks going into week 2. But for now, appreciate you guys' time, and thank you for joining us.
Go Brahmas.
Go Renegades, actually Renegades, but yeah, whatever. All right, you guys have a good one.